another edition of winemastery.co.uk. Sorry you're disappointed that I'm introducing this one rather than John. Go back to the introduction, you'll understand what I mean. Well, we're here in episode 22.
22.
And we're still in Burgundy.
Yes, we are, yeah.
But I think we've changed colours.
We have. Well, I thought I'd mix it up a little bit.
Okay, what are we going for in part one?
Oh, well, we are going, as I said in the introduction, we're going Chablis. Now, Chablis is probably the northernmost area in Burgundy that's producing wine. Now, Chablis, Chablis is known as really, it's the king of the Chardonnay grape. If you don't know, Chablis is basically an area, obviously, which, in Burgundy, which is deemed to produce the best Chardonnay in the world. And I fully agree.
Yeah?
Indeed I do.
Shall I hold them for you?
Thank you, sir. Too kind.
I was very nervous about me holding these, so I just smashed two just before we saw the first take.
I'm overly excited.
Overly excited. Chablis, after all.
Yes, it is Chablis. Now, yeah. As I said, Chablis is basically the Chardonnay grape, and we may have mentioned this in an episode in days gone by.
Yeah.
A lot of people think they don't like the Chardonnay grape. There's that saying which is ABC, anything but Chardonnay.
Yeah.
But as I said back in that episode, Chardonnays have come on leaps and bounds since back then. But yeah, this is basically the best Chardonnay, or grown in the Chablis area, which is deemed to grow the best Chardonnay grapes in the world. It's all to do with the soil, the climate, but it is a wee bit different as well to an ordinary Chardonnay.
Okay.
It is a Chablis. It tends not to be quite as powerful, but we'll have a go and see what you think.
Okay.
Now, there are kind of 4 classifications of Chardonnay. We're starting more or less at the bottom. We've got the Petit Chablis, then you've got Chablis, then you've got Premier Cru, then you've got the Grand Cru. So, we are starting at the bottom. I'm going to see if we can notice any difference as we do work up in styles and class.
And as a couple we've tried, actually the more expensive one wasn't always the nicest.
No, that's not always the case. Definitely not. I mean, obviously vintages can make a massive difference as well. So we're going to
your personal palate.
Oh, definitely, yeah. We've always said that from day one. You know, if a bottle of wine is £10, £5, if you like it, it's a good bottle. It's that simple.
Absolutely.
So, starting with this now, usually a Chardonnay in general has much more of a yellow colour. This is quite, this is a lot lighter in colour. This almost and it is a known thing that Chablis tends to have a kind of a green hue about it, and I could definitely see a kind of green, a light green, like hay colour there.
Yeah, I was going to say straw.
Ah, It's a mocking me. Are you mocking me? What? Oh, are you?
Yeah, I was.
Okay, well that's alright. I thought you were mocking me.
Only because that's what I thought you were going to say.
Let's have a smell. Actually, I can smell that. It's not overly powerful though. Yeah, you see, generally, as a Chardonnay, what I tend to get is more kind of tropical fruits in there, a little bit more rounder, not the citrusy kind of style. Usually, generally, not quite as in depth. Lush is a good word. I like that word. Lush. Yeah. Lush is good. Where to use that?
The smell for me, actually, on a nose, should I say? Beg your pardon. It reminds me of a cheaper white wine.
I wouldn't know which. Pray tell what would that be? I've heard about these things. No, it's more subtle. It is, and I mean, one thing they always.
I won't ask the price until after I've tasted. I don't want to cloud my judgment.
No, all right, okay, but don't worry. As I say, we're saying Petit, so quite a light one. I mean, for me, that's more kind of a fresh. A green apple-y kind of smell. It's not nothing wild in there.
That's why you can get green from that as well, couldn't you? Green apple.
Yeah. So yes. So I'm going to have a go.
Okay. Can I join you?
Please do.
Okay.
Ooh. The first one that is kind of, well, I would say, it's clean the taste buds with that one. We're going to have another go.
It doesn't taste cheap, I have to be fair. It doesn't taste cheap.
It's got... Oh, let's have more. It's unusual because it's got a whack of power there. Which seems to... It's strong but not harsh. It hits you. But then there's a lot more subtle flavours coming afterwards. Almost tastes a touch peppery to me. I know. I shouldn't be there. Maybe it's my taste buds.
Maybe.
But that's it's a definite style. I mean, it says what? A Chardonnay has a kind of a minerally, and if you know what I mean, like a stony kind of, and I can understand that. But to say it's not all recognisable, I wouldn't say as a Chardonnay grape.
No, not the normal Chardonnay you would associate.
Your traditional.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a.
And they would argue this is traditional, of course, the French.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
The French. But
Maybe.
Maybe indeed. But they do have that. After the peppermint, there is like kind of a juiciness there as well, which is more akin to kind of a peachy pineapple style. But it's still not. It's very, very subtle. It's not in your face. I'd describe that as classy.
Very classy.
The acidity kind of hits your face, but when that first taste I took, the kind of cleaning of your taste buds, that really hit me quite in my face. I think, oh, you know, that heartburn, which generally I can get with a lot of acidity. It's not there. Got me to begin with, but then really toned out into a nice kind of nice, subtle, lush. Classy bit of wine.
So why do they call it small Chablis?
The Petit Chablis, well, it's basically within Chablis there are different areas which are then deemed to produce the best Chardonnay grape again. So this will be produced kind of in an area which doesn't have the best soil or wouldn't be catching the correct climate as such, and it'll be made up of a lot of kind of little vineyards. Would be the Petit Chablis. That's not little vineyards. That's not where the name comes from. But it would be like the bottom of the pile in the way Chablis is viewed. Okay.
I suppose for them it's like grand is big, so petite.
Yeah. But apparently, you know, the main, the kind of the Grand Cru is there's only one kind of huge vineyard as such, which overlooks the whole area. Is it north facing slopes? So that's catching all the best kind of sun. Apparently.
Right. Okay. North facing means he doesn't get any sun.
It might be the other way.
Might be.
More than likely. Oh. What are you thinking? Now, if I told you that is $12.99,
right?
What are you thinking of that price?
What am I thinking of that price?
Would you spend £13 on that bottle of wine?
Not with others from Chile that I've got to choose from, no.
No, if you put it into context about what you could get for your £13, yeah, there's a lot, and especially the Chileans, as we mentioned many times. Chileans have upped their game massively. But it also depends on the style of Chardonnay you're looking for.
Yeah, I guess Chile isn't that good. Isn't that famous for Chardonnay? Is it more Australia?
Not so well. Australia definitely has a kind of a massive reputation for Chardonnay, but it's a style of Chardonnay which they're producing, which is their big beastie kind of. A lot of them are oaked and sometimes heavily oaked Chardonnays, and therefore they produce a different flavour, which is much more kind of tropical fruits, lush, kind of in your face beastie. It depends how you like it, because I, personally, it's a mood thing again. Sometimes you can fancy that, but for me, your first glass is just okay.
Yeah.
Second glass, you get the cloyiness about it, so it can just be too much when you come to the end of the bottle there.
And I get in terms of eating with this.
You're looking chicken, fish. With happy, yeah. It's the white meat eating.
Yeah. Okay.
I would take the pastrami quite well as well, and tomato dish, because the acidity in there would work well with that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Very nice. Yeah. Very nice. But I'm living in Yorkshire and.
Oh, you're doing it well. So let's have a go at number 2.
Okay. By the way, guys, just because I wouldn't pay that doesn't mean to say you wouldn't, because if this hits your palate.
There's a definite style about that. I know I said it wasn't kind of citrusy, but there's a definite zestiness about that, fresh kind of a.
It's also, I guess, occasion, isn't it? Because if you were taking a bottle to somebody, you might not want to take an unknown. If you took the Chablis.
If you took the Chablis, then most people would know.
Yeah. A bit like someone taking a bottle of champagne rather than a bottle of sparkling. It's just, yeah.
One of those things. What would you do?
What would I do?
Yeah.
Depends who they were.
It'd be a Chardonnay, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but I wouldn't pretend I'm a sheep. I'd take 2. I just like my money and money.
Right.
Right.
We shall see you in part 2 for the Chablis.
See you there.
See you there. Cheers.